When she didn't answer her phone that morning, Vincent didn't wait. He drove hard, the Maybach breathing hot at the curb. The engine barely died before he was out, long strides across the pavement, cufflinks clicking. He knocked at her door until his knuckles smarted. No answer. He tried her number again, the line cut off. His stomach dropped. At last, the deadbolt slid. The door opened a cracked inch. One eye peered out. Vincent lifted a small bowl of ice cream like an offering and smiled. "May I come in?" he asked, his voice soft enough to cross the threshold without breaking it. She opened the door wider, almost like she'd been waiting for him to ask. He stepped into the quiet apartment, set the bowl down, shrugged off his jacket. She leaned against the wall, watching him move. "How did you sleep?" he asked. "Migraines," she said, folding her arms. His eyes flicked to the colourful top she wore. Then he sighed. "Yesterday, that was on me. I should have been ready for Tracy." She waved the apology away. "I had it coming." Her voice trembled. "No." He shot her a look. She held his gaze for a second, then forced the words out. "Thank you. About last night." She stopped, her breath caught. "Let me make it up to you." He held out an envelope. Reluctantly, she crossed the room and took it, slit it open. Her face went blank. Then it folded with the paper in her hands. "What is this?" Her voice cracked. He sank into a chair, leaning forward. "An apology," he said simply. She stared at the document, slowly understanding. An apartment in Westside, Beverly Hills. Her name on the lease. A signing bonus with more zeros than she dared count. "I can't accept this," she whispered, pushing the paper back toward him. "Yes, you can." The raw edge in his voice made her look up. "Why would she want me? After everything?" The question broke in her throat. "Because she sees something in you that everyone else missed," he said. "Something I see." "You don't understand." The words rushed out, then she broke. Her shoulders trembled. "I've been marked. He'll find me wherever I go. I don't want a life ruled by fear." Vincent's expression darkened. Fury tasted like iron. "What did he do?" he demanded, voice low. She slid the yellow envelope across the table. Vincent ripped it open. For a second, his hands trembled. Not fear, anger. "I owe him," she sobbed. "He insists this is the only way. I don't want to drag you into it." Her knees gave out. She collapsed against him. He caught her without hesitation. "You don't belong to him," he said, calm as a loaded gun. "If he ever touches you again, I will end him." The words were measured, simple. They burned. His eyes were a promise, dark, controlled, deadly. He held her a moment longer before they both realized how close they were and eased apart. She wiped her eyes. He sank back into the chair, breathing like he'd run a race. His phone buzzed. He closed his eyes. "Carlos, turn on the TV." Carlos's voice came through the line, thin and unsure. Jennifer grabbed the remote too fast, flipping the screen on before Vincent could stop her. The anchor smiled, sickly and precise. "And Miss Donovan, you have proof this is the woman who ruined your marriage." The camera spun. Tracy's smile was polished, sharper than sequins. "I never expected this," she said, voice syrup smooth. "When he promised me forever, I believed him. And now he parades her around." Her words rang like chapel bells and landed inside Vincent's chest. "How would you describe Jennifer Lawrence?" a reporter asked. Tracy's mouth curled. She's small, hungry for money, she said, venom threaded through every syllable. What hurts is watching another woman reap the fruits of my labor. Would you say you contributed to Moretti Home's success? Of course, Tracy breathed. Everyone knows it wouldn't be what it is without me. Vincent paced the room, then sank back into the chair. Tracy's voice blurred, radio static in his skull. Jennifer shut the TV off. The click felt like mercy. I'm sorry, she said suddenly. He gave a short, humorless laugh. She told me how many kids she wanted on our honeymoon, he said quietly. Then later, she'd frown at the idea of a baby, said she was too busy. His voice thinned. She miscarried 2 days before she accused me. He looked at Jennifer, raw, unguarded. My father never approved of her, said her smiles were rehearsed. He shrugged. Maybe we were never meant to be. She saw it then. He wasn't just angry. He was wounded and dangerous. Why did you tell them I was your secretary? She asked. He straightened, smoothing his jacket. Because I wanted the world to know you have another chance. Because you deserve more than whispers. He paused. And because if I called you my mistress, they'd destroy every good thing they think they own. I won't let them reduce you to a headline. But you brought papers from Felicity Lourdes, he smiled, a small, dangerous smile. If I announced that, I'd tip off her competitors. And Felicity prefers mystery. He turned toward the door. Think about it. She watched until his car lights vanished. Then her phone buzzed. A message. See? Already on TV by being close. You'll burn with him. Walk away, or I'll bury you both. Her shoulders sagged. The room felt smaller. She slid to the floor, the weight of the threat cold and heavy in her hands. Jennifer shoved clothes into the blue travel bag with careless hands, her breath coming in ragged pulls. Her vision blurred from crying. Everything felt slippery, unreal. She moved through the room on autopilot, grabbing what she could, trying to outrun the press, Grim Voss, the smear campaigns, the life that seemed determined to break her. Voss had smashed her door the night before. He'd seen Felicity's contract lying on her table and hit her for it. Her lip still ached where his fist had landed. Tracy's campaign had turned the city against her. Headlines, hashtags, venom everywhere. Enough. This was the last straw. She snapped at the cab driver for dawdling. He jumped, sped off, apologizing under his breath. In the back seat, she sobbed until there was no sound left in her, checking the rearview mirror like a hunted animal. When the cab stopped, she shoved crumpled bills at him and bolted, ducking under the subway platform, a baseball cap dragged low over her face. Minutes stretched thin. When the distant roar of the train finally came, the world felt less sharp. She exhaled, fingers fumbling as she powered off her phone. Vincent Moretti's name glowed one last time before the screen went dark. Relief bloomed. She was leaving LA behind. When the train screeched in, she moved like a woman with no patience left. But as she lunged forward, a hand closed on her jacket. She was yanked back hard, slammed into someone's chest. The scent hit her first. Clean, expensive, immovable. What are you doing, Jennifer? His voice broke. She tried to wrench free through tears. Please, let me go. You think running will save you, he said. It won't. Not from him. Not from me. He held her firm as the train began to pull away. "I never asked for protection," she said. "I want peace." Her voice creaked. The fight had gone out of her. His grip tightened, not cruel but unrelenting. "And I haven't had peace since I signed those papers," he said. "But you—" His throat worked, the words dragging out like they cost him blood. "You make me want to fight again." Her heart stuttered. That confession shook her more than the thunder of the train. She looked up, her cheek brushing the edge of his collar, and the soft glint in his eyes nearly undid her. Jennifer froze. If she let herself fall into those eyes, into him, there would be no turning back. The roar of the train drowned out her thoughts. The platform swayed. Still, she clung to that last inch of distance between them. His face leaned close, close enough that she felt his breath mix with hers. Close enough that her lips parted without meaning to. But instead of closing the gap, she turned her face and pressed her forehead lightly against his chest. For one heartbeat, neither of them moved. The kiss hovered there, suspended in noise and heat, unbearable in its absence. The moment shattered with Carlos's ragged footsteps. "Ser," he gasped. "He's in LA." Jennifer shuddered beneath Vincent's arms. His grip tightened. His eyes flashed. "Call them," he said, his voice deep and rough. Carlos dialed. "Let me take you somewhere safe," Vincent said, lifting her chin. "He'll never find you." Hope sparked in his eyes, and for the first time in years, she felt safe in the face of danger. He led her out of the subway. They climbed into the back seat of the Maybach. The car screeched off. Men Jennifer didn't recognize flooded the condo on 4th Avenue, Santa Monica. She followed Vincent inside, the apartment already furnished at his command. He watched quietly as she took in the view. She turned to him, her eyes saying what her lips couldn't. "I want you to have your fresh start here," he said. "They say home is where you make it." He adjusted a small ceramic duck on the shelf. The condo overlooked the bright blue sea, waves singing endlessly. "You think this will save me from him?" Her voice was raw, worn thin. She had already accepted it. Voss would find her. He would snuff out her light. "No," Vincent said calmly. "I don't." He walked to the window. "He's going to make a move." His gaze swept back to her, cold and dark. "And I'm eagerly anticipating it." He turned toward the door. "For now, rest. You need your strength." She watched him leave without looking back. Was he pretending they hadn't almost kissed? Outside, Vincent murmured instructions to one of the men before climbing into his car. The weight on his shoulders eased only slightly as he leaned back into the seat. He had taken the first step. There was no going back. She made him feel like winning mattered again, like purpose could be reignited from ashes. Tracy's smug smile flashed in his mind. He grabbed the tabloid beside him. The fire was spreading. Public outrage, demands for justice. Jennifer trapped in the center of it all. He wasn't innocent. For marrying a woman like Tracy, he carried guilt. But Jennifer? She was innocent, and he would not let this continue. "Carlos," Vincent said, eyes hard. "Make sure Felicity has everything she needs to onboard Jennifer." Carlos nodded in the rearview mirror. "You're sure she'll take the deal?" "She doesn't want that life," Vincent replied. That was before she had a choice. Now I've given her one. He studied the tabloid photo, the DA standing beside Michael Salvatore. So, Carlos hesitated. She reminds you of Samantha. Vincent didn't look away. She does. Which is why I won't let Tracy get away with this. Carlos smiled faintly. So you're done with that what wants to be should be nonsense? Vincent didn't answer. The road stretched ahead. Tracy wanted a battle. Voss wanted a battle. He would give them a war. One that would shake the country. One that would make headlines. He swore under his breath. Poised footsteps echoed down the corridor, followed by a voice pleading for permission. The intruder ignored it, pressing forward. Tracy looked up from her desk. She had heard the scuffle. This was her private villa. Only a select few had access. Her mind raced. Vincent? The door swung open. She rose abruptly, masking her surprise with a smug smile. But the man who entered looked nothing like Vincent. The scar across his face was warning enough. Behind him, 2 of her security men hovered at the door. I'm not here to hurt the little butterfly, the man said, his rough voice scraping the air. They can all live, or I take my deal elsewhere. But know this. If I walk out without what I want, you go on my blacklist. Tracy arched a brow, then waved her men away. When the door shut, the man lowered himself into a chair, propping his feet on her table. She frowned. You must be quite bold, she said coolly, sitting like that after threatening me in my own home. She paced, tapping her phone against her palm before setting it down. So, Grim Voss, what can I do for you? He glanced at his watch. 40 seconds. Your men are good at their job, he smirked. But this is about what you can do for me. Tracy's jaw tightened. Excuse me? Your ex-husband, he said. I want him away from my merchandise. His Russian accent grated against her ears. That filth belongs to you, Tracy growled. Yes, that filth is mine. His eyes sharpened. And you're not doing enough to keep her away from him. The way he said that, man, made her skin crawl. I don't understand, Tracy said. You're formidable. A man like Vincent shouldn't even matter to you. And a girl like her, she smirked. Insignificant. Voss's face darkened, then smoothed. This scandal is bad for business, he said calmly. The longer she stays in the middle of it, the worse it gets for my money. And I don't play with my money. I don't like being told what to do. Listen, butterfly. He leaned over the mahogany desk, his shadow swallowing her space. People pay heavily for that girl. She's the hen that lays the golden egg. Whatever you have to do, get it done. Tracy's gaze hardened. I don't like being told what to do. Voss chuckled, shoulders shaking. It's a pattern then. Maybach boy seems to have a thing for hard-headed women. He paced slowly, hands in his pockets. Tracy stiffened. She had survived Murphy Donovan's iron hand, married Vincent. No man intimidated her. But Voss, he was darker than Voldemort. Tracy Donovan, he drawled. What's the other name again? He paused, then smirked. Never mind. The shift unsettled her. I don't make deals, he continued. I take what I want. But since I've got a week full of small fries like you, I'll indulge. Hurry up and keep my merchandise in line, or the world will learn who's really at fault in this scandal. He turned toward the door. You're bluffing, Tracy snapped. Am I? He looked back over his shoulder. Maybe Maybach boy would think otherwise. Stop. Tracy shot to her feet. Voss strolled back, casual. The slander works, but it's not enough. I know, she hissed. You think I don't want something bigger? He's been careful, especially after the gala. That's your problem, he smiled. But here's a gift. He's relocated her and given her a modelling job. Tracy's eyes burned. So that's why Felicity Lourdes was at the gala. Voss watched her rage bloom. Perfect. The door slammed shut. Tracy grabbed the telephone. It rang twice. Ma'am, a voice answered. I need you to watch Felicity Lourdes, she said coldly. Where she goes, who she meets. She replaced the receiver. Carlos eased the Maybach to the curb. Vincent was back in Santa Monica. His tall frame unfolded from the car, authority radiating from him. His eyes swept the neighborhood with soldier-like precision. Only after confirming his guards' positions did he move forward. He knocked. Once, twice. On the third, the door cracked open. Jennifer stood there, small, hesitant. He stepped inside and closed the door, sealing them into a different world. Her eyes froze on the bouquet in his hands. He placed them gently in a vase. How are you? He asked softly. Silence. I don't... Her voice broke. I appreciate this, but you're breaking my life more than fixing it. Frustration tightened his jaw. Jennifer, I don't want any of this. His control snapped. You want to live in Voss's world, then? Her eyes flared. Until I met you, my life wasn't threatened. The words cut deep. You had no life, he said quietly. Working for a man who thinks he owns you, that isn't living. Like you own me now, she shot back. I can't even step outside without your men watching me. They're protecting you. And I don't want it, she screamed. He turned away, dragging his hands through his hair. Samantha's ghost rose in his mind. I can't, he said brokenly. Because he's not touching you again. Ever. Why? She whispered. No one should live like that, he said hoarsely. How dare he? Rage and grief twisted inside him. His phone buzzed. Sir, Carlos said urgently, Tracy is suing you. The line went dead. Vincent was already gone. He tore through Donovan Couture like a storm. Try and stop me, he warned. Conference room C exploded open. How dare you? Tracy smiled. The lawsuit, the betrayal, the venom. Then her final blow. Your whore, she said sweetly. She's being swarmed by reporters. Vincent vanished. Jennifer was cornered. Cameras flashed, voices cut, accusations flew. Then, chaos. Vincent exploded through the crowd. Cameras shattered, reporters scattered. He seized one man, eyes burning. Tell Grim Voss. His voice dropped to a lethal whisper. I'm coming. Silence fell. Vincent stood amid wreckage and fear. And everyone there understood one thing. Vincent Moretti wasn't a man to mock. He was a storm. This has been episode 4. Now Vincent has declared boldly his intentions to come after Grim Voss. But who is Samantha? the woman Jennifer reminds him of? Leave your thoughts in the comments below and subscribe to keep up with this series.